we haven't done any programs that use multiple classes, so that's what we're going to accomplish here. We're going to have a class that will make use of another class in order to get some of its work accomplished. So in this one, we will need the scanner here. And what we're going to do is we're going to simulate, this is going to be a game with a park, and you have to care for the trees. Okay. So let's start by putting in our scanner object. So scanner input equals new scanner system.in. Okay, and what we'll have is we are going to have a park object, a park class. Our object is going to be called Maples Park. And we'll make it a new park, and it will only be carrying the name of the park. So we're going to have a lot more work kind of inside of this thing. We'll need an integer for a choice. This will be how to care for trees. So there'll be some options there. And we'll also keep track of the days. So we'll make the day get the value 0 in the beginning. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat this like a game. So we're going to have this as a do loop. So while the day is less than 50, so we'll see if the user can take care of the trees for 50 days. And we'll have a condition here inside the park. So we'll have a game over method here that will check to see if any of the trees have died. So if that's the case, then the user will lose the game. So if the day is 50, so that means they got through all 50 days without any of the trees dying. System.out.println, you win. Otherwise, system.out.println, you lose. There we go. Okay. So now we've got to take care of the actions of our game here. So every time we go through, we're going to add 1 to the day. And then we'll print which day it is. So system.out.println \n. So we're going to skip a line here. And then we'll put the day here plus the day variable. And then we are going to use our Maples Park to display a menu of options here. And then we'll prompt the user for their choice. So system.out.print choice. And then the choice is going to get read in here. So input.next. Okay, and what we'll do is based on their choice, there will be 3 options here, and they'll be listed in this switch. So we'll do a switch on the choice that they entered. Case 1 is going to be Maples Park is going to get watered. So we'll water. And what we'll see is we're actually going to be watering a separate set, an individual set of trees here. So case 1, case 2, and case 3. So number 2, we're going to try to treat a sick tree. And then we're also going to have check for checking the health of the tree. So these are going to be the three options that we'll have, and then we'll be using the Maples class to kind of triage these in terms of which tree particularly they want to water. So this is the entire main program. So you can see as you start using classes, it makes it easier to kind of quickly assess what part of the program is doing. So let's create a new file here. So this one is going to be our park, so park.java. And then in here, we're also going to need the scanner. So import java.util.scanner. Oh, nothing typed. Import java.util.scanner. And public class park to get started. And the first thing that we're going to have is our class members. So we'll have the private string name for the name of the park. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have three objects inside this class. So private tree, we'll have three trees here: a spruce, private tree, pine, private tree, birch. Okay, so we've got three tree types, so we've got them listed here, and this is what you're going to do with objects that you are creating as class members. So now we'll do the constructor, so public park, and we'll be receiving our string value from the main program. So simply name is going to get the value n. And now what we're going to do here is we are going to construct these three objects. So new tree. The tree class is going to be a little bit simple, just to kind of make things a little bit easier and easy to understand. So we'll have our three trees constructed here. And now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create that menu that we had. So public, of course, we're just printing something. So public void menu. And we'll do a system.out.println, and we'll just say which, the name of the park here. So name plus park activity options. Okay. And now we'll have our three options here. So system.out.println. So option one is going to be to water trees. We'll have a few more of these. So 2 is going to be to treat the trees. So that's option 2. Option 3 is going to be to check the trees. So that'll help us assess their health. Okay. So now we're going to have three very similar methods to each other for these three options. Public void water. So this is going to be for watering the trees. So now if this gets called, what we're going to have to do is create a scanner. Okay. And then we'll have a choice here as well. So some people make the mistake of there's a choice here and then there's a different choice in the main program. Some people make the mistake of sending this as a parameter, but try to notice the difference between when you need to do that and when you don't need to do that. It'll save you from making a lot of mistakes. So now we'll prompt the user for which tree they want to, which set of trees they want to water. System.out.println, which trees would you like to water? And we'll put our options here. And I'm just going to kind of copy this down because I know I've got 3 options. So it's going to be spruce, it's going to be pine, and then it's going to be birch. So these are my 3 options. And we'll prompt them to choose here. So the choice is going to get the value of input.nextInt. There we go. And we'll do a switch on the choices. So switch choice case 1. What we're going to do is we're going to activate spruce.water. Break. Just going to double check to make sure that I put brakes on that. Yeah, okay, good. And then case 2 and case 3 will be for the other trees. So, of course, this is a method, so we've got to do open and close parentheses. Pine and birch. There we go. And again, I'm going to just make sure that I did that right in the main program. Okay, so what we've got here is our method that will water the trees. Now we're going to make a second one. So copy that and paste it here. And this one is going to be our method for treating the trees. So we'll have to make a couple changes. So we'll have to change all of the instances of the word water to the word treat. And this is a great opportunity to hit the insert key so you can just write over top. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we are going to be treating the trees. And then we're going to make yet another one, although there's going to be just a little bit more that is different here. This is going to be our method for checking the trees. We're going to say check. However, in the switch here, we're going to change things around a little bit. So we're going to get rid of the call here, and we're going to do it like this. So system.out.println. We're going to say what the health percentage of the tree is. So spruce health at, we'll put a %, and we're going to do spruce.getHealth. So this will allow us to access the health value from the spruce object. And then we're going to do this for the other trees as well. So you can copy that, do a paste, and just list the other trees. So spruce becomes pine, and then pine here as well. Then we have our birch tree and our birch health. Okay, and now we've just got a few others that we're going to use to finish off this one. So every time we go to a new day, we're going to do public void day. And what we're going to do is we're going to age all of our trees. So spruce dot age it's pine dot age, and then birch dot age. So when we in the main program, and we're going to include that here, right after the switch, we are going to age the tree. So what's going to happen is we'll put maples.day. So that's going to activate the day method in park. So here, day gets activated. And then inside this one, it's going to activate all of the 3 aging methods that are in those individual tree objects. Okay? And then we are going to finish off with checking to see if it's game over. So public Boolean game over. So if spruce dot get health, so we're going to make use of dot get health here as well, is less than or equal to 0. So when the health of a tree zeroes out, that means it has died. So we are going to do system.out.println spruce trees died. And our main program is going to handle the game over message. And this one will be a true. The game over case becomes true. So I'm going to copy and paste this for the other trees. So this is going to be the pine tree. Pine trees have died. And this last one is going to be the birch tree. So birch trees died. Okay. And then if it gets through all of these without activating these, it's going to return false. And the one last thing that we want to do is we want to make it more efficient. You can never have two returns activate in the same method. As soon as it hits one, the method is over. So even if multiple trees die on the same round, there's no way that more than one of these will activate. So we can make it more efficient by throwing else's in here, which, I mean, it's pretty marginal how much that helps, but it still helps. Okay, so now we've got all of this. We're going to program our tree class. So tree.java. Okay, so you can see we've got all three are going to be listed up here at the top. And tree here, it's going to be a little simpler than the others. So public class tree. It only has one method. It's going to keep track of its health, regardless of which tree it is. The constructor, public tree, it's just simply going to set the health to a random value. So health is going to get the value of int, and we'll go from between 0 and 100% here. So go math.random times 21 plus 40. Okay. Now we need our water and treat methods. So public void water. It's only going to affect the health here. So what we're going to do is if the tree is in good health, watering will be more effective. If the tree is in bad health, treating it is going to be more effective. So if we're going to go over 50 or over for this one. So if the health of the tree is larger than or equal to 50, then the health will go a plus equals. We'll do it a random amount. So math.random times 20 plus 1. So we'll have it add between 1 and 20 to the health of the tree. Otherwise, and I'll copy and paste here. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we'll have it go from 1 to 5. And now, just to make sure that we don't run into the scenario, if it ever goes over 100, I want to make it just cap at 100. So if the health ever gets larger than 100, we're just going to set the health to 100. Okay, so this is water. Treat is going to be very similar. Except we don't need this thing here setting the health. We're totally fine letting the health of the tree go under, but it's, oh no, you know what? Actually, I guess we could potentially be at 99 or whatever and then treat it and go over. So we'll keep that in there. So treat. Now, if the tree, we're going to reverse this, is less than or equal to 50, we want to make this less effective a little bit. So it's a little bit of incentive for the player to try to keep the health of the tree higher, so in the over 50 range. So we're going to increase it by 15 if the health of the tree is less than or equal to 50, and that's the only change that we'll make. And then we'll need a few extras. So public int get health. And we're just going to return the health of the tree here. And then when the tree ages, so when we go from one day to the next, it's going to look like this. So public void age. So the health of the tree is going to reduce by an integer. So it's going to be math.random times 5 plus 1. So there we go. We've got our whole program. So I'm going to run this, I assume, because I didn't carefully make this one step at a time, I'm going to get some typos in here. So let's see how many errors I ended up with. All right. So sometimes we can learn a lot from our mistakes. So cannot find symbol in the park here. So, oh, I just misspelled birch. So we'll run that again, see how many tries. Oh, there we go. So day one, we get a choice of whether we're going to water, treat, or check the trees. I'm going to check the health of the spruce trees, and it'll say that they're at 59%. Now, maybe one of the other trees is lower, but I'm going to water the spruce trees while I'm here. Now I'll check the, let's check the pine trees over 50. I'm going to check the birch trees. Okay, so now that it's at least 49 or lower, I'm going to treat the birch trees, and then it'll have a larger effect. So we'll go check on our spruce trees again. They're doing great. So what you're going to do is you're going to play the game and then try to last 50 days without any of your trees dying. So in this program, it's a good demonstration of how you can have classes use other classes. I usually use, a main class to triage access to a lower class. So we've got trees in the park, and the park is controlled by the main program. But you can see that at no point does the main program ever access the tree method, which is usually a good way to do this. You have kind of like classes within the main program class. And that's a really good way to organize things when you're doing object-oriented programming.